thanks to the support as a channel member, James Walsh. Having been at Bedford for so long, I may have forgotten just how long scouting can take to get up and running in FM26. We've just done the January transfer window. We sold a player for £4 million. We've not really signed anybody because I guess we're waiting for summer. The player we sold for £4 million was Toprak Ergun, our 20-year-old centre-back who'd come through our own youth system. He had a £4 million minimum release clause. It wasn't a decision that I made to let him go. He'd played nearly 100 games for us over the years, was a regular, was a key part of the system that we decided to use. He was that guy who moved between centre-back and defensive midfield, but Forest paid his release clause, so he went. Thankfully, they did send him back to us on loan for the rest of the season, so he is still here for the rest of the season, but he is then obviously going to be gone. We've also sent O'Neill out on loan because he was getting a grumpy on and wanted to go out on loan, so he's got out on loan to hopefully calm him down a little bit. And the only player we've signed is a 33-year-old Andy Rinamotta, who is a player that we've had in previous non-league to legends, and he's just a pretty reliable defensive midfielder. He's scouted better than that. He scouted as a 3.5-star player. So I thought at 33, we'll take a gamble on him. We needed defensive midfielders. We're a little bit light in that area. He's probably never going to play for us. Not good enough to actually play for us. That kind of inspired some rejigging to our off-pitch coaching and scouting setups, which is still ongoing. All of which means our squad depth isn't really any different to how it was before. We've got a load of money to spend. I think the sensible thing to do at this point, I say sensible, the cheesy thing to do at this point is to probably put all of it into wage budget so that at the end of the season, when they set us our budgets, they're like, oh, well, you can keep the wage budget you've got, but here, have a new transfer budget with all of the money that we've got because of that £4 million sale we've just made. Whereas if I leave it in transfer budget, they'll just be like, oh, you can keep your transfer budget. Oh, thanks, guys. So, yeah, I think we'll do that. We'll be official cheesemongers. But importantly, despite all that going on off the pitch, on the pitch, largely things have been going pretty well. We've played through all of January. We had a number of consecutive wins, including beating the Man United under-21s in the Virtue Trophy and the Everton under-21s in the Virtue Trophy. We're into the semi-final of that, where we play against Reading in March. We also put 4 goals past Premier League West Ham in the FA Cup, which was, I mean, if I thought there was any chance at all of that happening, West Ham managed by Nigel Clough, which seems insane after his managerial career for him to just randomly end up in the Premier League in his mid-60s, having managed Mansfield and Burton for roughly 30 years each. But yeah, we beat them. We did, which has led to us getting Arsenal in the next round. So we're going to have what I'm going to call a Kev doubleheader in today's episode. If you look at the shirts on the wall behind me, you'll notice there's a selection of Peterborough and Arsenal shirts. I don't think I've ever played against Peterborough and Arsenal in the same episode before. My two teams. So we're away against Posh. We're at home against Arsenal. Posh is in the league. This is what the league table looks like. 33 games gone. So we're about 3/4 of the way through the season. We've got 45 points. We're 7 points behind Cardiff. Realistically, we're probably not going to get promoted, and we're definitely not going to get relegated. We're probably going to finish around about mid-table, which is fine. A mid-table finish this season, and then a bunch of money to spend for a rebuild in the summer. Get rid of a lot of these old men that we've got in the squad, because if we sort the squad by age, there's a lot of old folk that need to head to the retirement home. So we can hopefully bin off a lot of those. We've got a bunch of players who are out of contract at the end of the season, although they don't necessarily correspond with all the old men, but it'll be fine. We'll figure it out. But yeah, we've got a league season to cruise through, and then we'll play against Arsenal, and we'll probably lose. But we did put 4 goals past West Ham, so who knows? Arsenal are 3rd in the Premier League. I think West Ham were down in the bottom half. West Ham 14th. So maybe Arsenal will be able to scrape a draw with us. Who knows? Let's play Posh. And the exciting thing is, I am still using this system. I'm also ignoring what happened here. I mean, Wigan fans, losing 5-1 against Bolton, that's not a big problem, right? I think that might be their biggest rivals. I'm looking at going to a Wigan game IRL, and the next home league game is against Bolton, which looks like it's going to be a sellout, and I'm not going to be able to go to because it's their big game. So I'm going to try and go at some point. I just don't know when, unless anyone from Wigan is watching and wants to sort me out with tickets for the Bolton game. But I don't really want to take those tickets off of a real fan. So confiscate them off somebody who's already coming in on hospitality. Don't take them off an actual fan. I think that's probably for the best. But yeah, let's play Posh. Let's hopefully beat Posh and get back to winning ways after that little bit of a blip. So it is Mr. Tickle in goal, a back two. I'm not calling this a back three or a back five or a back seven or any of the horrible things it was being called in the comments yesterday. It's a back two of Green and Carragher. And then in midfield, we've got Boabu, Toprak and Canning. And then basically in attacking midfield, we've got Smith and Coakley. And then Wood on the left, Murray on the right, Sadie up front. As a reminder, it is out of possession, it's a 4-3-3. A lot of people, because we did the episode 1 as a premiere, a lot of people were very confused about it apparently getting more defensive when we had the ball. That it's not the case. When we've not got the ball, we have a back four with a holding midfielder. When we have got the ball, we have a back three and everyone else is attacking. It's demonstrated perfectly here. Like if we've got the ball in the middle of the pitch, there are only 3 defenders. If we've not got the ball in that same position, as you can see, we've got 10 men behind the ball. It's definitely more defensive out of possession than in possession. You've got to take the shape of the team in combination with the roles that the players have been given and see that it's actually remarkably attacking. And when we're actually attacking, we realistically only have 2 men back because one of the defenders pushes on as well. So yeah, I'm pretty comfortable that this is a very attacking, if not dangerously gung-ho at times, system. And occasionally, as we saw in the Bolton game, occasionally we will come up against a team who just absolutely smash us because we're throwing so many men forward and they just keep hitting us on the break over and over and over again. It's interesting as a Posh fan in real life and someone who's done quite a long Peterborough save on stream this year to see which Posh players are still in this team years in the future, and to see Garbett playing centre forward with Leonard behind is a strange one. But I imagine now I've mentioned both of them, they'll both score against us. On the topic of streams, by the way, I don't think I've mentioned this on the channel yet, but streams are going to be coming back with Bedford. We saved a save point as we basically left to go to Wigan. So if you're really upset that we've left Bedford and wanted to carry on with that story and make it a 1-club save, we're going to be doing exactly that. Fraser Murray has just done a football goal. Needs a surname, but in the meantime, he's done a football goal. But we are going to be continuing the Bedford story live on Twitch and the second channel, LOLLUJO Live. It's going to start this Sunday at 7 p.m. And as ever, there'll be highlights videos on LOLLUJO Live as well that will come out a day or two after each stream. So if you want to keep up with the Bedford story, make sure you subscribe to LOLLUJO Live, or if you're a Twitch rascal, make sure you're following me over on Twitch. I'm LOLLUJO on Twitch. And like I say, first stream will be Sunday at 7 p.m. and then we're going to be looking to do maybe 2 or 3 streams a week, which will probably translate to 4 or 5 videos a week, exactly as it was when it was on this channel. So we'll be carrying on this series. Official canon version of this universe is here on this channel, where we're going to be managing Wigan and carrying on with the story as normal. But we have alternate universe on LOLLUJO Live, where we'll be carrying on exactly where we left off with Bedford. So everybody wins, right? You better watch it. Topher, my editor, Topher is convinced you'll watch it. Don't make that man look an idiot. I'd be horrified if he was made to look an idiot in public. That would really upset me. So make sure you watch it, or else Topher's a wally. I think that's fair. I'll fire him. It's as simple as that. Topher's fired if people don't watch Bedford continuing. But yeah, I think we'll have a lot of fun with that. I won't be wearing a suit. It's Sunday. I can't wear a suit on Sunday. What do you think I am? Did I just... Hold on. I need to get back to that previous screen. I think a player has just scored for somebody somewhere. It was in this little bottom left-hand corner. It looked like somebody was called Desmond Bitcoin. That can't be a real name. Was it somebody on this pitch? I mean, okay. At a glance, I read it as Desmond Bitcoin. It's Deshaun Bitcoin, which is a different name. In my defence, I glanced at it. I saw it out the corner of my eye. But that's still a name. Right. Let's go and do another football. Mr. Tickle. My Mr. Tickle shirt is on the way, by the way. I've ordered a goalkeeper shirt with Mr. Tickle on the back. The Wigan Club Shop have printed it with Mr. Tickle on, and that should be here, hopefully, before the next episode. That was a lovely nod down from Murray. What is it with all the trousers players are wearing under their shorts, by the way? Is this a new thing? I noticed it yesterday. Half of our team are wearing white leggings underneath their shorts. Is that a fashion statement? I mean, I know Under Armour shirts have become the big thing in the last 10 years. Everyone wants to be Cole Palmer. Are people doing it with their legs now? Who's made that a fashion? That looks absurd, but half the team have got it. Or is it just the game not processing the graphics correctly and it thinks that's a skin tone? Which it's not. I would like to point out. I don't think anybody in the universe has that skin tone. But yeah, it's an interesting decision. We're doing quite well though, aren't we? Sadie, by the way, I love him. He's brilliant. He is a big, strong boy. He's exactly my kind of boy. So I just kind of want to build the entire team around him, which I guess we kind of have. We've got effectively 4 wingers playing, a bunch of holding midfielders, and then a big brute up front who just gets on the end of everything. So it's like my dream system. That is poor for Mr. Tickle. We turned down, by the way, in January, because we'd already sold a player for 4 million. We turned down a £6 million offer for Mr. Tickle. I think it was from Ipswich. And we've extended his contract. So Mr. Tickle has a new 3-year contract. And I mean, he is a legend. But I think if I'd have been able to spend any of the 4 million, and it's not that the board wouldn't give me the money. I just couldn't find any. But every player I looked at, and I think it's because I've still got my non-league glasses on, every player who would improve the team was like £2.5, £3 million. And I'm in League One. I don't feel comfortable spending £2.5, £3 million on a player when I know when we get to the summer, we'll be able to bring in good players on free transfers. So my inclination is to wait for the summer, get players then, and accept that we might be a little bit light in certain areas until then, but I just can't bring myself to do it. It's so much money to spend on players that don't even necessarily improve on what we've got already. It just seems very wasteful. Right, we are just shuffling things around. Murray can play on that side. So we're bringing on a few of the fringy boys. We've changed the striker style. Taylor is someone, by the way, who we probably should be looking to sell. I think he's got decent value. He's certainly, as far as his star rating goes, supposedly a pretty good player. He doesn't really fit into the system that we want to play. We have to change the role of our striker to fit him in. And even when he comes on, he doesn't really do anything. So I think he's definitely somebody who we're going to be looking to move on, whether it's because he's out of contract or because we've just had enough of him, maybe been able to get a little bit of money for him. But he's a perfect example of, if we were going to go out and spend money this January, we'd have needed to have got money for players like him. And there just no one was spending. No one seemed to want to do anything, either in or out. So I figured we just bank our cash, and this is alarming. We bank our cash and wait for free transfer day in the summer and hope that the board give me a massive budget to go into free transfer day with, because I've earned it. I've put all that money in the coffers. I'm trying to look at the league table. What am I doing wrong here? There we go. So the league table has us currently sitting 10th. So this is fine. We don't need to win games like this. Although Posh are down in a relegation battle, they're 5 points below us, but coming away from home against a decent League One team, I'm not going to get too upset about a result like that. I don't think this isn't a season where we're expecting to win every match and go and get promoted. We just don't want to be in a relegation battle, and we're not. So now we just need to. He's got a poorly leg. He's going to miss the Arsenal game. That's a shame. So now we'll play Portsmouth off camera. And then we're at home against Arsenal, presumably on the telly, because it's a Monday night kickoff. I don't know if it indicates being on the telly anywhere on this screen anymore, but it's kind of the only explanation. Oh, no, it does. And it's not. Why is it on a Monday night then? What's that about? Why is the fourth round of the FA Cup in mid-February? Arsenal must be doing Champions League shenanigans of some kind, or some kind of shenanigans. That's silly, though. Well, it seems we're very much a team who go in spells of form. We had our consecutive wins. We've had our consecutive defeats. We're now getting really good at draws. We drew against Portsmouth, leaving the league table looking like this. We're in 10th place. And like I say, it's completely fine. We're in the top half of the table. That will be completely fine. But now we face Arsenal, and this is the team we are sending out there to face them. Of course, we're going to have to do it without Murray, who picked up that injury in the Peterborough match. So one of a couple of changes is Costello coming in on the right-hand side, who, I mean, he is not ideal to be playing out on that right wing in a game like this. As you can see, he's had a long Wigan career of not really being very good, and now gets to play against Arsenal, which there's no justice in the world. We shouldn't have sent that grumpy guy out on loan. He'll be back with us next season. We've also got this guy, Raheem Skeet, who is coming back into the team to play in central midfield. I think we're hitting the limit of loans in the league, which we don't hit in the FA Cup, but I'm looking at it and I'm thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that is why am I feeling like I'm hitting the limit? I think the limit is 5. I don't know. Ignore that bit. Edit that out, somebody. Made me look silly. Right, Mr. Tickle in goal. A back two of Grian and Carragher. In midfield, it's Boabu, Toprak and Canning, Skeet and Oakley. Even more midfield here. And then Wood on the left, Costello on the right, Sadie up front. If you expect anything other than us getting absolutely battered here, your expectations are bananas. But we're going to have a jolly nice time taking our medicine. And who knows, we might have another insane performance like we did against West Ham, where everything just kind of went our way that day. I don't think it's likely to happen. Oh, goodness me. Arsenal already on top of us. How many current Arsenal players are still in the team? They've still got Gyökeres, they've still got Madueke, Odegaard's there. And now we've got to just watch them score a corner. I imagine they're still good at corners 5 or 6 years into the future. Odegaard with the oh God, they've still got Gabriel. I hadn't got to the defence yet. The fact we've got to deal with him from corners, we may as well just pack up and go home now. Who else have they got? I mean, they've still got Calafiori, Gabriel, Saliba and Raya. This team hasn't changed a huge amount since the save began. It'd be interesting to see the subs bench for them, but I don't think we've got a way of doing it without clicking on things. And if we click on things, we're going to make them score goals against us. I wonder if they've sold Saka to Paris Saint-Germain or somewhere like that. He always seems to go somewhere very fancy. At least in the more recent versions of FM, he doesn't end up at Man City. That used to be a thing that happened a few years ago. But now I think it's usually Paris Saint-Germain or Barcelona or Real Madrid or somewhere like that. Which I suggest has probably happened here, which is why Madueke's in the team. Or he could just be being rested, because ultimately this is Wigan away in the FA Cup. Why are so many of these big name players playing? Unless they're now at the point where the likes of Odegaard and Gyökeres are just backup players and they have effectively got the reserves out, which is even more alarming. Right, it's another corner. Keep an eye on that big fella with the number 6 on his back. He's probably going to be troublesome in those kind of situations. Nothing happened. We ain't afraid of him. In fact, I've just seen they have a different player with number 7 on the left-hand side. So Saka probably has gone. We're trying to do them with a set piece of our own. A set piece achieved the flick on, and now Wood plays it across to Boabu, who shoots Costello. I always rated him, but unfortunately he wasn't able to apply the finish there. Carragher plays it to Canning. It's back with Carragher again. Back with Canning. Where's our right winger? Where's Costello during all of this? That was these two. Costello's supposed to be out in those areas as well. The idea is we get the crosses in to Sadie. Costello shouldn't be in there getting on the end of crosses of his own. You know what? 1-1 at half. Sorry, 0-0 at half time. I'm in an alternate universe. 0-0 at half time. He's a phenomenal half of football from us. They brought Zubamendi on at half-time. I don't think he was on before. I don't know if they made any other changes. Obviously, FM26 AI loves to do half-time changes. But now the ball is lumped forward to Sadie. Raya's come charging out. Unfortunately, I don't think Sadie realised what was going on, or else he might have tried for the flick on. As it was, I mean, I don't know that he could flick it over the keeper into the back of the net from that far out anyway, but he kind of just headed it up into the air, not realising how much of a goal-scoring opportunity it potentially was. Once again, we're just lumping it forward with our noggins, and Arsenal look a little bit flustered defensively. I don't think they know how to cope with our ridiculous tactic that we're using. And the problem is, defensively, they definitely know how to cope with it. And Madueke cuts inside, shoots straight at Mr. Tickle. And now Mr. Tickle looking for some distribution. I mean, he's kicked that a very long way. We had nowhere anywhere near that. That was wasteful, if anything. But it is Arsenal now looking to play the ball out again from the back. Madueke's getting a lot of the ball. And Mr. Tickle, though, look at him. What a goalkeeper Mr. Tickle is. Again, we've got nobody there, though, Mr. Tickle. Please think about it a little bit. At least, if you're going to lump it forward, at least aim for the big guy. Don't just lump it over the top of everybody, because that just gives the ball back to them. As demonstrated here, they've got the ball back. Costello, more good work from him, always rated him. Now he's lumping the ball forward. I mean, I don't mind a little bit of lumping here and there, but at least let our big centre forward get in position before we start lumping. It's frustrating. Right, they've got another corner. It's Odegaard looking to hit the in-swinger again. Who is that got it? Where was it? What's his name? Ergen, the £4 million man. Forest, by the way, we sold him to. I don't know if I mentioned earlier in the episode. We sold him to Forest, and they loaned him back. So he'll be playing in the Premier League next season, hopefully. Wouldn't that be a lovely thing? Canning, good work defensively from him. But again, it's just lumped forward. Wood manages to get the flick on, but there's nobody there chasing onto it. We are doing a terrible job of keeping hold of the ball at any point. I mean, obviously we are playing against Arsenal. We're going to struggle. But any time we get it, we just lump it aimlessly and give it straight back to them. If only there were a way to tactically tweak that. Unfortunately, I just don't think there is. Ergen is playing poorly because he's been playing out of position. He's not, though. He's playing centre-back. Ignore that he sometimes has to step into midfield. He's playing centre-back. I wonder if Forest are going to get in a mood that the player they've signed based on me using him in this role is being still played in this role after they suggested loaning him back. What a save from Mr. Tickle, by the way. What a man this goalkeeper is. I've never seen him play in real life. I find it hard to believe he's not England goalkeeper based on Football Manager over the last several versions of the game. I don't really understand why he never leaves Wigan. And I don't understand how he's as good as he is. Is it just because he's named after a Mr. Man with a Mr. Man, a Mr. Men? What's the multiple? What's the singular of a Mr. Men? A Mr. Man? That feels weird. Anyone not in the UK, is me calling him Mr. Tickle mean? Does it just seem like I've had a stroke? Do you understand what's going on here? Let me know down in the comments. I mean, I know the majority of my audience is in the UK, so we probably are okay. That being said, how do kids know who Mr. Tickle is? Am I just a crazy old man ranting about a programme from when I was a kid? Or a book? Was it ever a programme? It was the books, wasn't it? Love the books. Oh, the Mr. Men are great. Right. Mr. Bump, though. Oh, Mr. Bump. Right. We are absolutely scratching around for players to come on into this system now. But because it's working well, I don't want to change the system. So we're just playing a bunch of players out of position in it now. I mean, he's a centre-back. Those two are strikers. But it's 0-0 against Arsenal. Why would we change the system when it's so clearly working? Does this go to extra time or straight to penalties? I know there's no replays anymore. Imagine if we did them on penalties. This is appalling from Arsenal, by the way. They should be better than this. They're third in the Premier League. How good are we? Not very, as we've demonstrated. We've got no attacking oomph at all. It's almost as if it's a parking the bus system, which I refuse to call it that. But I guess because they're doing so much attacking, we're doing a lot of getting men behind the ball. So when we've not got the ball, it does become a bit bus parky. But then when we've got the ball, we charge forward. Right, it's another corner. Surely they score from this one. Have they still got Gabriel on? I think they probably have. Odegaard, Calafiori's the one getting on the end of it, actually. And we'll take that full-time whistle now, please, ref. Odegaard plays it across goal. The linesman's flag is up anyway. And that should be that. Mr. Tickle, just lump it down the pitch. I know I told you not to lump it too often. Now is the time to lump it, though. Just kick it really far. Oh, for goodness sake, Mr. Tickle, what are you doing? Somebody kick it far away. Somebody. Why have we started doing this now? Right, it is extra time. Look at my lovely shoes. They're so white, even in the rain. This must be artificial grass here. There's no way they're staying that white in this weather on muddy, normal grass. Right, we only have Mingy, Lee, and Smith as potential options to come on. I think we're going to bring him on for him because he's tired and he can actually play that role. So we'll just slot him in there. Ah, we've immediately given the ball away. Arsenal have made a substitution as well. We've done very well here. What a performance this is. They have now taken off Gabriel. I don't know exactly when it happened, but at some point it's happened. So I guess they still have Saliba and Calafiori to try and get on the end of stuff like this. Zubamendi to Odegaard. He's hit the post now, maybe? Or was that another Mr. Tickle save? Mr. Tickle is putting in the performance of his life. Except it's just standard for Mr. Tickle because he's so good. We thought Casagrande was the goalkeeper of the save. I own a goalkeeper shirt now, although it's still not been delivered since the first half of the episode when I last mentioned it. It's coming today, apparently. It should be here for tomorrow. Right. Let's do a goal, shall we? Carragher lumps it forward, actually looking for a blue shirt this time. Doesn't find one, but at least he took a moment to look up and try and find one. He just doesn't have the ability to do it. That's clumsy from Connolly, but I think we get away with it. Mr. Tickle also now trying to find a player. Where was this earlier on in the match? We're actually trying to keep the ball a little bit. I mean, we're still failing, but I emphasise we are still playing against Arsenal, so we're supposed to fail at keeping the ball. But at least it's nice to see us trying. Weirdly, our possession percentage has gone down. It shows that maybe you shouldn't always trust what's in the match engine. Unfortunately for all of us, I always base my decisions entirely on what I see in the match engine, and the numbers mean nothing. So as far as I'm concerned, our ball retention has got better as the game has gone on, even though the statistics suggest the opposite. Right, Calafiori once again getting into that central position, charging forward. Odegaard's hit the other post now. What has he got against our woodwork? He's causing it all manner of bruises. Goodness me. How has he not scored today? Odegaard has been involved in everything. And between Mr. Tickle and our posts, they're playing an absolute defensive blinder. And now Boabu kicks Odegaard and he's got a chance to have another shot from the edge of the area. We are still doing remarkably well. Odegaard with the free kick. Surely has he hit the post again? Oh no, it was the crossbar that time. He's now hit all three pieces of wood, as well as having some incredible efforts saved by Mr. Tickle. He's only on a 6.3 because he keeps missing. Wow. Right. Just another 15 minutes of that, please, chaps. Let's have penalties now. We're going to win the FA Cup. Wigan have won the FA Cup before, haven't they? I'm sure I remember it happening. Were Wigan the team that won it and in the season they got relegated and had to play in Europe from the Championship? Or is that somebody else? I'm sure that might have been Wigan. Right, Elise on the right-hand side. We had an overlap on there. Oh, that's our first shot. It was Elise from right back. Well, that shows that Arsenal can be vulnerable if we get our little double up in those wide areas. Because Calafiori goes walkabout and we had both men there unmarked and neither of them really knew what to do. But it's cruising towards a penalty shootout, I think. Mingy to Carragher. And now Green. Oh, here we go. Here we go. We're actually attacking. Boabu. That's poor. That's absolutely rotten. And it's Arsenal with the ball again. It's the 120th minute. If they score here, that is a hammer blow when we played so well. But Mr. Tickle there to just collect. I mean, who else would you want in goal in a penalty shootout than Mr. Tickle? Carragher forward to Houndstrup. And I think we are going to penalty. No, here's the Arsenal goal. Here it comes. 121st minute, I would point out. This is how long we held out for. Mr. Tickle! 9.2 that man is on now. It is a generational goalkeeping performance from Mr. Tickle. The only way he can cap this off is with an inspirational penalty shootout performance. Mr. Tickle. It's Odegaard versus Mr. Tickle. It's been the battle of the entire match. Odegaard, you absolute turd. I mean, that was unnecessary. Mr. Tickle has played so well, and you've done that to him with the first penalty. He's embarrassed the goalkeeper there, apparently. I would argue, over the course of 120 minutes, Mr. Tickle has embarrassed him far more than he's embarrassed Mr. Tickle. And that was arrogance, Premier League arrogance to get his own back there. Right, 1-1. Always knew Taylor was a man who would score goals for us. And now we just need Mr. Tickle to show that he's the best goalkeeper in this match today. It's Zubimendi versus Mr. Tickle. Come on. Arm's not quite long enough, ironically, there. It's 2-1 to Arsenal. And now who's taking our next penalty? I mean, as you saw, I didn't pick my penalty takers. Houndstrup, who I don't know anything about. I don't think I've ever even looked at his attributes. He's well down the pecking order and apparently shouldn't be taking penalties either. Raya saves it. It's heartbreaking that the goalkeeping hero of the match is not going to be Mr. Tickle, despite how well he's played, unless it's Saliba versus Mr. Tickle. Come on, Mr. Tickle. Oh, fingertips away. I feel like the match engine is punishing him now. It's like, well, no, he shouldn't be saving penalties against these guys, but he's Mr. Tickle. He should be. Right, Sadie, who's been so important to us, scored a lot of goals since I've been at the club. Don't know if any of them have been with his feet, though. There you go. I'm surprised he didn't kneel down and try and head it. But we are still in it, and we are still looking to Mr. Tickle for one last moment of inspiration. Can he make himself even more of a hero than he already is? Come on, Mr. Tickle. No, not with that one he can't. He's going to get potentially one more opportunity. I mean, if we miss here, he won't even get his additional opportunity to be a hero, which is a shame after how well he played. But it's Smith, who I think is a former Arsenal youngster. I'd say he's going to bottle it and miss. What a penalty. Oh, my word. What a penalty that was. And now, Mr. Tickle, for his moment. I mean, please, just for the... If I'm writing the script here, Mr. Tickle saves this. Can I reload? Sometimes it's just not scripted enough. He's still a hero to me, boys and girls. And I imagine we've made a decent amount of money off that cup run without embarrassing ourselves at all. I mean, we haven't lost. Arsenal not able to beat us even in extra time, I think, is pretty impressive stuff. Financially, it's not made much of a difference. It was a sellout for us and you don't get much prize money for losing. But you know what? I think it's made me happy. It showed us how good we can be. Should we have a look at his attributes finally? Oh, you know what? You know what, boys and girls? Maybe we should build the team around him. He's called Levi. Right, it is... I was going to say it's just league matches. Of course it's not. We have got a potential trip to Wembley coming. If we can beat Reading, we will be at Wembley for the Virtu Trophy final. So I guess the next episode will be dictated based on what happens there. Unless we win the next 5 or 6 consecutive league games, we're not going to be in a promotion race. So we'll probably just go straight through to the end of the season. Unless we have a trip to Wembley in the meantime. We'll see, I guess. But if you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.